All right. Cold outreach works, and it works very, very, very well. But a lot of people don't understand is that cold outreach, the system, the philosophy behind it has changed a lot over the years. Okay. Because what you need to understand is that as the world starts to speed up, as things become more instantaneous, people start expecting that. So let me put this into perspective. I get a lot of DMs every single day. Every couple of days, I get a lot of DMs. Hey, have an opportunity for you. Oh, hey, have a proposal for you. Hey, I think this might be something you'd be interested into. Okay. I don't open any of these. Why? Why don't I open them? Well, because let's say I respond to you, right? You say, I have an opportunity for you, and that's all. I click move to primary. I respond. Chances are you're not on Instagram right this second, right? Chances are like it's going to take 12 hours until I get a response from you, okay, until you see it. So then you respond 12 hours later. Okay, well, I'm not on Instagram all day, so it's going to be at least 12 hours till I see it, right? If not more, because I don't use Instagram. Okay, so then I respond back, and then I'm like, oh, sweet. Let's say I like the idea, right? Let's just say in this instance I like the idea. I say, okay, well, let's jump on a call. He doesn't see my message for 12 hours. He says, sweet, yeah, I just booked. He booked for tomorrow, right? So now we're like 5 or 6 days deep. I can foresee this happening. Therefore, I'm not going to respond to you. So what does that mean? Well, it means when you do your outreach, you need to be a little bit more creative. Okay, let me kind of put into perspective of the cold outreach that I do open. Well, first and foremost, I open up the outreach that actually affects my business, right? If the hook makes enough sense. But that's a little bit difficult to do, right? Because you don't know what that person is in dire need of right that second. So you're banking on luck. One thing that I do open 99% of the time are Loom videos, okay? So the thing that is recording this video right now, Loom. And if you guys don't know what Loom is, it is essentially a platform that allows you to screen record, and then it gives you a summary of exactly what is going on inside of the video that you're recording. So you screen record. Then you can copy the link and send it over to the person. So why is this powerful? Well, I watch Looms, right? I'm not going to open up your DM, but if you send me a Loom, I will click on the link. And it's like, why? I mean, why would I click on the link? Because at least I know I'm going to get to the bottom of this instantly. Okay? At least there's going to be some value in what you're saying besides I have an opportunity for you or just some cold pitch, right? So I'm at least going to watch it. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm going to watch the whole video, right? But what it does mean is that I'm going to watch at least the first 10 seconds of it. So depending on how good your hook is, this determines whether or not somebody is going to work with you or not. So let me put this into perspective. So a guy that was working with us and no longer works with us pitched me in a Loom video on Instagram. He said, or maybe it was coming from my email. He said, how I'm going to get Hunter Ezra a Rolls-Royce Phantom in the next 6 months. That was the first thing he said in this video. Okay, I'm going to watch the rest of this video. The dude ended up having a really, really, really good proposal, and he ended up working with us. He no longer works with us now, but he did have a really good proposal. So, but had he just reached out to me and just said, hey, have an opportunity for you, or hey, I think we should work together, I never would have given it a second eye. All right, but his hook was really, really, really good. Okay, and so I watched the video and liked what I saw, then was willing to engage with him and interact with him, send him over my Telegram, in which I do respond instantly, and then we got on a call, and then we started working together. Now, another time, okay, so this is the Rolls-Royce Phantom. The Rolls-Royce Phantom hook works, okay? Now, the other hook that I just recently got a couple days ago was some kid who's in third world country. I don't know exactly where, maybe Pakistan or something. He reached out to me, let me know in a Loom that if I don't find any value in this 10-minute video, all I need to do is just drop my PayPal. He'll shoot me over $20 so I can get some coffee and an apology for wasting my time. I watched. If you are that confident, I know you're sending this to a bunch of people. So if you're that confident in dishing out 20s, say your proposal sucks, you're just dishing out 20s, chances are you got something valuable in here. I watched it. Did not get any value in this thing. Dropped my PayPal, did not get my coffee either. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make here is a Loom video will get people like me to give it a second look, to bat a second eye, to give it a chance. But hey, have an opportunity for you. Or hey, have a proposal. Or hey, I think we should work together. That's not going to get a second eye. Okay, so I'm up at 3:30 in the morning with my eyes barely open and I see this Loom, I'm going to open it. Okay, most of the time, bigger, busier people will open your Loom. And so what does that mean? Well, if you're doing your outreach, then you need to start constructing a presentation that you customize for every single person that you send. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that the entire Miro board or the entire Loom is customized, but it means you're going to develop a framework. So inside of the presentation, you're going to be expressing how you do this very specific thing better than anybody else, and how, because you do this better than everybody else, how it benefits the person that you're sending it to. Okay, so let's say video editing, for an example. So what you're going to do is you're going to put together a document, or it could be a Miro board of the sort, but this document is going to, it's going to have a hook. Okay, and this hook can be the Rolls Royce or the coffee, right? There's a lot of different hooks, right? Or super valuable, super value dense. This document is going to contain the hook, but then 2, it's also going to contain how you do this very specific thing better than anybody else. Okay, and maybe that's because you are experienced in motion graphics or Blender. And this is what you're going to lead with, okay? It's very, very, very important that you lead with the thing that you're better at, okay? If I just pitch you on video editing, I'm like, well, there's 1,000 other video editors out there. Okay, but if you come to me and you have this document, and the first thing on your document says, listen, I edit all of my videos with Blender, 3D animations. I handcraft every single one of them. I say, okay, well, my video editor does not use very good motion graphics, right? Or Blender even. That's a good hook. It's like a 2-part hook, right? He doesn't use that. Well, maybe I'm gonna keep watching this video. So then you're gonna go down and you're gonna explain all of your services. Okay, you're gonna go into depth on all of the things that you do. So, just give you an example. What up, Hunter? I wanted to make you this little presentation, kind of covering something that I think would have a lot of value for your business. Now, if it doesn't, just go ahead and drop your PayPal on the attached to the Loom, and I'll go ahead and I'll send you $20 so you can get a coffee or something. All right. But I was taking a look at your videos, and like, honestly, your video editor, I'm not trying to sound hateful, but your video editor like kind of sucks. All right. And your content's really good. You're really smart. You know a lot about that topic. I mean, honestly, I feel like you deserve the best of the best. Right. And so like, what I wanted to show you was we actually edit all of our videos using Blender and motion graphics. And through this is what we've been able to generate for some of our clients, right? And honestly, I really think that I could do this for you. I really do. I really think that we could inject some of these strategies into your business, into your videos, and get you more views. Now, really quickly, I kind of want to tell you a little bit else of what we do. Not only do we cover the video editing, but we also cover the thumbnails. Not only that, we cover the titles that are SEO optimized, but we also do the uploading for you. I know my handwriting is horrible. This fucking pen is difficult to write with. But like, I don't know what your current video editor is doing right now, but what I gotta say is we're gonna make sure that you don't lift a fucking finger when it comes to your content department. Like, honestly, we're gonna even try and, if you wouldn't mind, we might even send you some scripts. Just read off the script, right? Like, this is a fucking presentation that I would watch. Okay, that's how you pitch somebody. Okay, your framework needs to start off with the hook and then express how you do this very specific thing better than anybody else and exactly how that is going to benefit the person watching the video, right? And then here's what's going to happen. I'm now going to reach back out to you because you just made a really solid point. You just made my life a lot easier. I will pay you for your services. But had you said something stupid like, have an opportunity for you, I would not have even batted a second eye. Okay, now the other thing that's really, really, really important, outside of using Loom as a strategy for getting people to actually engage with your cold outreach, put it like this. If you actually try to get a hold of somebody, I'm telling you right now, you could. Okay, now I'm not talking like the big players, okay, like Kim Kardashian. Chances are you're not gonna get in touch with her. Maybe you might get in touch with her like representative or something, but like anywhere between like 10,000 and 100,000 followers, you're gonna be able to get a hold of them. Okay, and your response rate on that, depending on how good like your hook and your proposal is, I mean, it could be anywhere from 20 to 50%. And so what does that mean? Like if I really try to get a hold of somebody, what does that mean? Well, one, don't just message them on Instagram, shoot them an email. All right, leave a comment on their YouTube video, leave a comment on their Instagram page, letting them know, hey, I just DM'd you. Okay, I mean, maybe do some research online and see if you can get their phone number so you can call them, right? Like if your life depended on it, you could get a hold of this person. And so it's not about quantity. It's not about sending as much cold outreach as you possibly can, as you may think. It's about the quality of the outreach, right? If I give you 5 leads and I told you that I need you to get a hold of all 5 of these people, right? Your income dependent on it. I'm telling you, you could easily get a hold of this person. If I said I'm going to give you $10,000 per person, right? I'm genuinely confident you'd be able to get a hold of all 10 people, if not 3 or 4 of them, for sure. And so if you genuinely try to get a hold of somebody, you can. Now, whether you get a hold of them and they work with you or not is a different story, and that has everything to do with your presentation. And so what I would recommend you do, and here's a quick pro tip, okay? Do not outreach to women. Women do not see your DMs. They have way too many people inside of their DMs. They're never going to open your message, okay? And then the other one is don't do outreach to your ICP 100% of the time. So what does that mean? Well, let's say I'm trying to get a hold of this fitness influencer, right? Let's say I'm doing some kind of fitness offer, right? And I'm trying to sell him on this. Well, chances are he's probably got a lot of people in his DMs. Fitness influencers have a lot of people in their DMs, right? Trying to pitch them on brand deals and stuff. So instead, I'm going to do outreach to a new ICP that I know has access to my ICP. So what does that mean? Well, gym owners, right? They have access to gym influencers. And so instead of outreaching to 100 different fitness influencers that are constantly being pitched on brand deals, I'm going to do outreach to the person who I know has my ICP. Okay, so the gym owners, right? This is how you are actually able to not just get one lead, build partnerships and relationships that can get you hundreds of leads. Okay, this is very, 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 very critical if you want a lead generation machine and your cold outreach to actually be super effective. Okay, so anyway, to kind of sum this whole thing up, cold outreach absolutely works, but it has everything to do with understanding, one, I mean, how fast the world is moving right now. People want instantaneous things. They want gratification immediately. They want to know what it is in it for them. They don't care what this does for you. They care about what it is that you can do for them. Okay. And then coming up with unique outreach strategies that actually get you a hold, of like the person that you're trying to communicate to without necessarily doing the outreach to that very specific person. Right. And then pro tip, like I just said, do not do any outreach to women because chances are they're not going to open up your DMs. But the fitness Miami lifestyle dude has access to all the women that you need. So that's a guy who has your ICP. There's different strategies that you can use, but I'm telling you right now, Instagram cold outreach absolutely works. All you need to do is just inject a very unique, creative, thoughtful, genuinely trying to get a hold of somebody's style strategy. And I promise you, your lead gen is going to explode. All right. This was a good video. I really liked this video.